Well, I grew up with an older brother, 16 months older, and my mother and father would have us two go into the same activities, like growing up. So, like, we did baseball together, we did, like, soccer together, we did basketball together. When I was 7 and he was 8, we both started piano. He quit after a month, and I've just been going ever since. It's nice being around a bunch of musicians, especially those who take themselves seriously. I'm not used to that as much in volume in Miami, coming from my state college. The universities down there are good, but yeah, I'm not used to the environment of people that are very good motivating me to want to do better. At my most rebellious, I would say that's the nicest way to put it. I ran away from home for like a month just so I can, go ahead and do drugs with my friend and stuff. And then, like, soon after that, I came back home. My parents kind of gave up on trying to, like, steer me toward the right path. And I found, I don't like to say that I found salvation in it, but in musical theater, I got introduced to musical theater through a friend that didn't want to take one of the jobs. And it was just really fun being in a large ensemble of people performing, and that helped me kick myself in the butt to get myself on a right track in music. I'm not too sure exactly what I want to do when I graduate. A couple of the options on the table are going straight for a master's degree. The way that I see it, I am not worth my time. My time was not well spent if I don't have the option to fall back at teaching at the university level. In order to do that, you're kind of expected to have at least a master's degree. So whether or not I go right into my master's degree is not too sure. I have 2 years to figure that out.
My cousin in middle school told me it would be really cool to join chorus, so I did. And then I went to performing arts high school, and that's where I decided to focus on like solo and like opera and stuff. It was a lot of other universities. I think it's pretty standard across the board. You just come in, you have 3 songs that you sing for them. Sometimes you provide like a list of songs, and then they will pick from the list what they want to hear you sing, and then you do some sight reading. I enjoy the feeling when it's right. Like when it's right and I know it's right, it's just like really exciting, and it's like, oh, that sounds awesome, and I'm excited. Most of the time I think I sound like a fat cow, so. But when it sounds good, I'm like, oh my god, yay, that was really exciting, and then I just like performing. Probably this summer getting to go to Czech Republic with the opera program and getting to perform there, that was really cool. So like seeing how they do it in Europe. I'm going to go into a master's program after my undergrad, probably immediately, just because that's what you usually do in music. But go into my master's program. I haven't decided if I'm going to go for a doctorate yet. And then I'm going to hopefully be in New York City and just be performing around there. You could definitely just go everywhere and audition on your own without having the degrees. The degrees, though, it's definitely good to have on a resume. So it's not just your voice that they're looking at. They're looking at your experience and everything like that. And academia gives you a lot of experiences as far as performance goes that you won't get in the real world without the level of competitiveness.
For me, it's strange because it wasn't something that like was really a big influence on me. Like, there's no one in my family that played instruments. I had no friends that were doing like all this crazy cool stuff that I wanted to be a part of. Like, there's no one like saying, hey, you should be in a band. Like, it was literally me just going on I think on a trip somewhere, and I just saw someone play guitar. I'm like, you know what, that seems pretty cool. So I asked my dad, like, hey, mind if we, do that? Mind if I get a guitar? He's like, no, go for it. And so that's where it started. I mean, a lot of people like to talk about, like, how, like, music gets them through life, and it's just, like, this great creative force that lets them, like, no matter what, music is always there for them. And that holds true for me. But one thing I like a lot about music is that when you start out, you're in a place where you're in this new endeavor, this new journey, trying to learn an instrument, trying to get to know what it feels like to play something, and, you know, eventually getting to learn your favorite tunes, but you got to start with fundamentals. And just being in that place and seeing all these people that are better than you sometimes is intimidating, but just knowing the fact that if you put in the work, you put in the time, that you'll be there one day. And that there's just so much beyond just learning the instrument, because once you learn the instrument, you start interacting with people, you know, who do, you know, same instrument, other instruments. You start connecting with people, and it's a crazy cool community just to be a part of, and you grow from that. And I think that's just one of the coolest things about music, that, you know, just being in a place where you're always striving for improvement, that it's never, okay, I'm there, and you just stop. Like, it's always going forward, and that you're meeting a bunch of other people that have that same mindset.